Go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is 39. First, 2025. Everyone, please state your name for roll call. Maddie Bond here.
Here, I'll just do Chrissy, Cliff Chrissy,
Let's see it here.
Tara Balzer,
Here.
Maddie Bond.
Here.
Or Shields,
Here.
Alicia Grudy.
Okay. Has everyone had a chance to read over the meeting? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Brilliant. We're gonna do the village green first. I had a chance to hear back from Marina.
I'm not sure.
Jadine with the Rotary.
Oh, okay.
They did get approved for the grant. So they are going to purchase our cabin for us to put out there and then help with the installation of new mulch and the building of the cabin. So part of their project is they have to build it for us. It's like a group activity. They asked if they needed it, if we could provide some people power to help them. I said I would be more than willing to go help you guys. I'm sure other people on our commission will be able to help. They still have to decide on a date that works for them. But they are aiming at the end of September, October, or the beginning of November right now. So.
And we talked about putting the cabin in the four corners, an area where the log stepping
Yes.
thing used to be.
Yes. So.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. If there are any dates that you know that you haven't laid out right now, let me know. You can just email me or text me or call me, whatever works.
We're available.
Yeah,
Did mushrooms get installed or did Jamie just move?
no, he just moved that
Okay.
for now. Cause I would like to wait until the mulch is down before we install those, because they require a concrete footer.
I mean, the mushrooms are gonna go in four corners as well. Okay.
In that same area.
Yeah.
I think ideally it'd be nice to put them on like either side of the cabin. So then all kind of matches, and then it keeps out of walkways. For entry points, because they're already not very wide, so.
Now, did you say the mushrooms had to have a concrete base?
Yeah, it's like a 10-inch concrete footer. So it's like a giant hole that's attached to the bottom. That goes underground. And then on top of that, there's a 10-inch concrete footer that's, I think, 1 or 2 inches thick. It's not super thick and it's not very big. And then the actual stand for the mushroom itself that like curves, it sits on top of that and then bolts into the pipe that goes
I think it's like a, I remember looking at the plan, I want to say it was like a 10-inch hole, it was like 36 inches. Yeah, so it's a pretty good size chunk of concrete, but anything that's like playground equipment takes a ton of concrete just because you don't want kids climbing on it and that fall over.
Right.
But then you also don't want somebody pulling out of the ground to take it and scrap it someplace.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a cost that we'll have to do.
Quickcrete will work,
Okay,
and I've just said that I'm gonna donate Quickcrete. I'm just gonna go buy it myself and then donate it to the mark.
well, you know, help donate. I'm sorry, I'm not mixing it.
Is that something, we might be able to get asking their hardware or someone to help? Yeah,
I could shoot Penny an email.
maybe we could. That's some
How
sort
many
of,
days do you think we would need of it?
we've got 3 mushrooms, just 2, okay. So if, let's say it was 36 inches, 10 inches around for each one.
Probably like 4
I was
pounds.
gonna say maybe 5.
4 or 5 bags?
Yeah. And I guess if it's something we could ask or anything that we didn't use, if we, you know, I needing 4 bags, we could return the 5th one, but it would be nice to have some kind of little thing, maybe a sign or something after we were all
Sure,
done.
yeah.
Acknowledges their hardware or whomever might be willing to donate, if it's Maddie or whoever. And then also with the Rotary
And what did you call it again? Quick what?
The crate
Okay.
for bag concrete. It's okay. If I was to donate it, I would put it under the bond farm.
You know, I can't show you that heavy work.
Huh.
I can't do a lot of instruments.
You can come supervise.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Make sure we're all minding our P's and Q's.
I was very looking, you know.
So are we gonna try to work all this together then, like the cabin, with the
Yeah.
rotary and everything?
Same time frame. We don't have to do it all on the same day by any means. I don't think that's going to happen even if we tried, but at least with it, you know, yeah. No.
So, Maddie, when just confirm, you had said Jamie's able to help with the mushrooms, so he could bring the tractor with like the auger and dig the holes, and then basically we would just need to mix the concrete and put the base in, pour the concrete, and yeah. So, did Rotary say they wanted us to help them, or were they wanting to do the cabin all by themselves?
So I think they are looking for help in the mulch, with the mulching, labor help. As far as building the cabin goes, I don't know if they'll need help building it, but I know they will need help placing it. It's very, very heavy. Which we can also use the skid steer for that, to get it placed. So,
So JD will contact you then about when she's got a better idea of the date.
I don't hear from her very often. I try to reach out. Everyone's coming in, but she very seldom gets back with me in the time that you know, so. She's really
They're gonna pay for the wood for the log cabin.
Mhm.
So Rotary.
So there's no finance for us.
Rotary, I mean, again, they get free from Rotary, like the international
Yeah.
Rotary. But
Out of curiosity, are they going to order the cabin? Or are we to order the cabin and they reimburse us?
So me and JD are trying to work that out because in their grant, it requests that they purchase the cabin. So I'm going to send her the information to that, so that she can purchase it.
Okay.
So. But I did let her know that if for some reason she struggled with it, we already had an account set up with Play with the Purpose. So at worst case scenario, she could just.
So the cabins come from the same place the mushrooms do? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, well, they like it, not really.
And like, oh no. We're recording.
Start over again.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh my God. It was on. Oh, it's a low battery. Oh, you know what that means. This got turned. Okay.
Slowly.
Okay, sorry about that. It was on.
No, I heard. Hey,
Did you hear
recording
it say
in
something?
progress.
That
That was that one.
Oh, I thought it was.
We have 6 different devices recording us right now, guys, so don't make any wrong moves.
Okay.
As required by the state. Next thing is Lincoln Pitch Park. The rural placemaking committee is done. He submitted everything to his people and to the actual committee themselves. For final approvals of looks at, things like that. There is a luncheon or a presentation for the students on September 2nd. Where they get to present all of their projects to their peers at IU. And the rural placemaking committee with us, so that's Carol and the Chilcotes and that group. Will be meeting at IU to kind of celebrate their work and what they've done for us. So the latest update is the Lincoln Pitch Park paper. This one. And this is what our young man put together for us. So if you guys want to take a look at that, feel free to do that now or whenever you'd like. They were very kind to send us a link to a website called Airtable. And it kind of shows the grid or, a spreadsheet of all kinds of different grants that are available to us to find funding or to have this installed or to see it through. So I've taken a look at that yesterday and today. And there are a ton of grants on there that we can apply for, that we would qualify for, and a lot are very much specifically aimed at things like this. And communities establishing, new builds or new involvement in the community in somewhere that was previously untouched. So I will reach out to Whitney tomorrow and see if she can. Hey, Whitney is our grant writer. She works for a company that writes grants for the town. And I worked with her in the past on the grant for Village Green and with the Rotary a little bit. So she has done wonderful for us. And then I'm gonna send her that spreadsheet and see if she can find anything that she thinks would be suitable for us. It's pretty easy for us to get. I think there's a good chance that we will be able to find the funding too.
But some 50 to 11,000,
Yeah, it's not going to be a cheap, project, but I think it definitely is attainable. So.
there's similar stuff there, option 1 and option 2 here.
There's a final design. Looks like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that the rural placemaking committee agreed with us that
This was the big reds.
We need to figure out the option. of doing it. The food trucks will be in like once a month. Once a week, and so, how do
If we
they?
decide to do
Different
that,
from-
this is different from that. The food trucks was just a discussion on what we could possibly do to maybe get some people out there. Honestly,
Go ahead, sorry.
it's okay. I would love that, but honestly, at this point, there's really no sense in talking about it until we can get this done. It's not a top priority. But. For future.
Those are some of the activities we could do once it's all set up.
Yeah.
Um,
In the back here, it says, it shows some examples of other places that have done something similar to what they've showed us. And it's anywhere from $100,000 to $70,000. So. In the grand scheme of things, I thought it would have been a lot more expensive.
Well, I still like option one if we have to figure out. We have to come up with that.
No, they've already decided that for us.
Again,
They decided it?
Yes, the role placemaking committee decided it for us.
Didn't we, I mean, the whole thing, we made the recommendation and then
Yes,
they.
you know, we talked about it last time.
What was the? I forget what were the options between one and two? I don't know.
They're right here. in this
The
chair.
other one was like an activity with the.
The
The
JV
rural
athletic.
placement
Oh, yeah.
scheme.
Right.
Well, I still like the option one, so they made it up for us.
Yes, we gave them our suggestion at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We talked about
okay.
those options.
Yeah. And they
So,
represented-
so the final one was this one.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that is the,
That's what I think. Yeah, well, this is pretty good. I wanted to have a big space like this.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I understand the kids come over and play a lot, different groups, places to run around and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool, I like that. Okay, so this is what's actually gonna look like.
yeah,
Now, they gave us some things that we had choices of, right? They had things in here like stepping stones. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here that, I don't know,
Which one are you looking at?
this,
Lincoln Pinch.
so. It's stepping, but here, they're saying something along its electrical service for trucks. And so is that something we have to go along with now, or?
No.
Can we? You know. So.
which page are you
It's
on?
just really, I don't know what page it's on. One, I guess. 1, 0. There are ones all over the place.
Okay,
The third one, the first picture.
okay, so it's the second page, third.
So, okay, so they have the sales, but this, are we gonna have to take them out, put them, I guess
They can stay out.
they can stay there, you wouldn't.
If,
Put 'em around
in the
Wednesday or
winter,
something?
they might want to bring them in.
For
Who's gonna do that?
What?
Hey, that's what I don't understand.
Well, yeah, but we want to take them down, just so they last long.
Yeah, but snow, well, hopefully no snow.
But that's something, I mean, it might be something too, we could kind of set up might be nice to have like a little Friends of the Park group or something that, you know, maybe have some volunteers that would help.
And it says something about stepping stones. We like to see stepping stones or concrete slab. So they give us choices.
So.
Every one of these things
If
is
you
a choice.
go
It's,
to another page, two, you'll see it says final design.
Well,
Yeah,
plan.
so we could go through there towards the back.
Yeah, I think that's good. You know, initially I wasn't even for any of these extra walkways. That was a waste of money.
But they turned out so beautiful.
Well, I think that's my first impression was to find it.
I mean,
I think that we had a walkway all the way around there.
everybody is just.
Grassfield, yeah.
So,
I think
Yeah.
the path materials, like, is that what you were discussing when you were saying they were giving us options? I think that is just for our preference.
And that's also gonna be based on what budget we have to
Yes.
offer.
Yes.
So, yeah, I like the stepping stones and stuff, just get a real ball out of that.
Oh, the raised concrete circles, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
That, but then there is also.
Oh, yeah,
It's got materials.
yeah, so
Yes.
there's walking
Yeah.
paths and then there's more where the
Like
kids
skating.
would be playing,
Yeah.
and those are recommendations.
Yeah.
so the brushed concrete, is that gonna allow water to seep through, no, because it's
No.
concrete?
It will run off.
It would, yeah.
Will it's run off?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yes. But he did design it so that where the concrete path is won't be the more flooded area of the park. So when it does flood, it won't be just sitting in water, it will be in the higher elevations. The water will flow out around it, yeah. Yeah.
And so Kingston. Is that something where you don't slip on surface or what?
That is if it's what I believe it is, it's more of like a softer material. That's like
Where you can actually kind of move a little bit when you take a step or something. I've seen some of those in some parks.
I'd have to double check, cause the thing. What initially that I think of with this, I think I've seen where it's like almost like pea gravel. Where it's like the type of fall protection for playground surfacing. But it's like to harden a site where, you know, you're gonna have kids running around and playing, so if you can't have grass, it's gonna be. But I have to double check.
Water is not gonna flow.
No, it's pervious right here.
So it says a polyurethane based product used to bind loose aggregate like gravel, creating a stable, permeable and ADA compliant pathway. I looked it up. It's not in here, but I.
It's like a glue that you put down over your stone.
That will help. So we had talked about maybe a rock or a pebble path, but with flooding, that would wash away. So with this, it will hold it together so that it doesn't lose water.
That's true. You didn't think about that when I was with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they do wash away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And it,
You know, this picture really looks great.
I
Yeah.
think it's awesome.
It's like
So this information online says that it's permeable, allows water to drain through the runoff and potential erosion. Durable, resistant to UV rays and able to withstand heavy foot traffic, so.
Yes.
This one was very frustrating. You know, here, these things. Yeah, really. So the food trucks are in, right? And then it says something about the weekly thing that's not over Brown County. Go in there, did you mention something about that? But they have a food thing over in Brown County, right, on Sundays and Saturday. You want over all.
farmers market.
Yeah, farmers
Farmers
market.
market sometimes has a food truck.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay, so.
It's kind of been a
Are
little
they two
bit.
different things? Because somewhere in here says something about food trucks being a farmer's market.
Usually, I mean,
I think
Farmers
that
markets
was-
typically different event type thing, that like food trucks, a lot of times is some places will have food trucks during, you know, say there's a music series
Yeah.
or some type of movie in the park or something like that. So, but I think that was, it gets confusing because if I remember right, it wasn't other option we looked at included a setup that would have like encouraged or allow having a farmer's market.
Yes.
But
The
I
other
think-
option was more aimed at like vendor specific events,
Yeah.
so farmers market, food truck events.
This still could. work
This
in
would
with
still,
all that.
yes, yeah,
Do still, but
yeah,
this to me makes more sense because
Yeah.
it's just open to where if we didn't have like an event, it's more enticing for people to use it.
it's more versatile
Yeah.
than what the other would have been. Even if there's not something going on here, there are still attractions that people would wanna come to, because you have the art installations, you have a dining area, you have a walkable path with the distance. If you wanted to do an event or a farmer's market, there's enough space still available here where you could easily set up multiple people in a small
They
space.
set up parking. Board games.
Well,
That's very-
Yeah, they could sit somewhere, yeah. So, and really the only issue we have with that would be finding electrical hookups.
Well, this
or
says
converters.
on the food trucks page, it has this industrial power reel line could be installed on a power pole at the northwest corner of the site, boiling up or above the flood level when not in use. So
I think
this should just be like hardwired into that meter. That's,
there's one already there.
well, there's like a meter base there on that, I think on that pole.
We have a camera set up on our.
Yeah,
It was search you.
but
It
this,
faces the parking lot.
so to me, I don't know if I've ever,
Faces the parking lot, maybe.
Yeah.
this seems like it's something that would be almost like a retractable clothesline type thing. That's like almost like an extension cord
Yeah.
type thing, so. Will be kind of neat.
I'd like to see how much that costs.
Yeah.
Sure.
and you really
Yeah.
could do that, because then, you know, whether it's food trucks, or if we do wanna have musical events and we'll give folks the hookups that they might need for speakers or the instruments or whatever.
Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder if the electrician
Still be
would be
there.
willing to quote an installation or something like that, or if that's something they could do,
For the power.
for the power wheel. Or if it would have to be an electrician. instead
Well,
of
I
a
think
wall.
you wanna,
Electrician, it's not like
Yeah,
RMC.
it'll be Duke.
Well, or I would say it would be more of a, it'd be like a contractor that you'd have to put in like the panel box in your house, not like have
right.
Duke
Do
a RMC come out to do
some
it.
Travis Wheeler.
Yeah.
So,
So eventually I have to find out about how to start one.
Yes, I will have to talk
That's,
to the Arts and
yeah.
Entertainment Commission to find out how we would even begin to look for sculptures that people would want to set up out there. I'm not
And
really
then
sure.
that's
how you
another
find-
Cost too, for the concrete slab. with
Yes.
Artwork to sit.
Yeah.
maybe that's something that we could,
Unless it's included with this figure that they.
Right,
or, well, and if not, maybe that's something too that the Parks Commission could help us with, or maybe that's something that fit in with the grant. So at this point, Maddie, you said you'll talk to Whitney, and then she'll kind of review that list and look at what grant options would be available,
yeah.
and then just kind of wait. See, so,
Was just looking at 4 of them, or looking at them over myself, I found 4 that we could easily apply for, that I know that we would be eligible. And I think that would get us, if we got all of them to their full work, that would put us just over.
Was that grant information with this?
It was in the same email,
Okay,
but I had a hard time getting to it this morning. I had the hunt and hunt and hunt for it, so I'll have to hunt for it. Yeah.
I know, I read something in here that you had, another thing on the side, it had like inside walking trails, or one trail is equal to 1 mile, 10 times around.
Mhm.
Maybe that isn't in the plan of design, but I didn't see it. Probably doesn't put in.
I think it's the same design he gave us last time, so I don't know why it should fit.
I read that. I'm not sure if it was on them.
Well, farmers market is option 2. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna work out there.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear back from the committee once they have their little event at IU to see what, who they talked to, what they found out. And the committee themselves, so Carol, Michelle Coates and the engineers, they can help us as well with writing grants and getting them. They can help submit letters or, information.
We need help in it.
Yes. Yes, so they can help us provide information, letters, recommendation, and stuff to get the grants, so. That would be good.
There's one thing I was just wondering about, what about, restrooms or something? You're gonna have all these people in a small area. And it seems like we're missing out here on something we should have someplace for, if they want to use a restroom or something. Yeah, I know in September and October, we're gonna have, that parking lot's gonna be filled up a lot. Weekends for sure. And people like to get out if they've been traveling a couple hours and finding their only place to make a park. They might want to use a restroom or something. We're going to such as something that is a big public thing. There isn't any public restrooms around there. And I know one time we used to have,
Down the street.
it's about 2 blocks away from the village, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to put a restroom in there, which we have
That's what I-
discussed. Yeah, cause it's a floodplain, so you can't have any structures. Like buildings.
And we had a porta johns down at the Washington Street parking lot years ago.
Yeah, that's a part, right.
And as bad as the floods in that area where they were, we could put them, they'd be
Okay.
floating.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't
I
get
was
rid of
wondering
that.
how you took it out.
Yeah,
No, and you live there, so I'm sure you know about floating bodies going by your house after a hard rain.
backed up, upside down against.
Yes. Yeah, it's like knocking at your door.
Excuse me.
One thing we need somewhere there, I think, are bike racks.
Oh, yeah, like a bike rack for people to park their bikes. I think that'd be a good idea. Have you seen the ones in Columbus that are like the C's
Oh, yeah.
that they put out everywhere for the city of Columbus? I think if we could find like an artistic way to make a bike rack,
What was it?
in Columbus, like, they have them everywhere. They
Oh, the
have them at
C's?
Walmart. Yeah, the C's
Okay.
where you can park your bikes. I think it'd be cool if we could come out with like a Nashville version of
An inn?
that. Yeah, an inn or something.
I don't know who the artist is. I had a very old bike before time. And she had to replace parts and she had a bag of parts and she was like, do you want these or can I give them to this local artist that takes these things and does it? And whoever this artist is, they did the railing out from a Brown County bike. So it might,
Okay.
you could at least
Brad
check.
Cox.
I'm not sure.
Okay, because Brad Cox actually did the play thing at the Village Green, or, yeah, the Village Green restrooms. There's like
The
little,
little
yeah,
fence.
and we also did the bike rack that is in front of the bike.
Okay, then that probably is the same person, because when she was asking me about spare parts, which I said, please don't make them, so they can go into something cool, otherwise. we're
I just got
not
wrong
gonna-
way.
But, yeah, she said that whoever it was, then they're railing it, so.
Eventually, we're gonna get the, let's say, trail, right, to go out to the state park.
So, trail.
So-
Yeah.
And figure out how to get $1,400,000, I think that's what he said.
Oh, that was a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That price tag is it's susceptible to inflation like everything else.
But that could be in, not my lifting.
Is there a bike rack at the Village Green?
No, there was, but because in the winter, we had to move it, we took it in, took it out, well, and then the bike shop came in. They asked if they could have it down there to use it, so we moved it down there, so it could be used. That came from the grant that we had for making the first place space we had there.
So that was part of the, so the town actually owns that bike rack.
Uh-huh.
So we'll just have to send Kate and Danielle a letter, say,
Choose our bike rack.
We want to,
we're taking our bike rack back and.
Repoing your bike rack.
there's still one thing that bothers me, and that is, we're gonna have artwork frames here on that's gonna work. But, so, cameras, I understand that the only ones, going to the parking lot. And I think there's one maybe, can we get, what's our liability? We have art out there, all this kind of stuff.
That would have to be something
Is that
that they,
something we have to protect?
they would have to sign off and identify us to be able to requisite or, well, just basically have on display there are, I mean, that would be part of it.
It's an agreement.
Yeah, we're giving, we'd have like a MOU that would,
So they have to pay for
well, they would.
because
You
they're.
know, we would have insurance on, just like we do around town here, we carry insurance
Yeah.
on the sculpture parts. But the artist had to sign an agreement, I think it was for like 6 months to be displayed there. But that's throughout town, since town owns this property, we don't need easements.
Now, could we make the artist responsible for the upkeep and maintenance
I do
of their
believe so, yes.
sculpture while it's there?
Yes. I do believe that Sandy could really answer that for you.
Yeah.
Cause she was involved with all the artwork around here. I know the ones at least that were loaned to us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like they would want it that way anyway, if they intend to take it back at some point, because, they probably want to maintain in a certain way. But
And, it says in here, you want to have like every 6 months or something, really something to people look for every time they come back. You can make any student less, forwards. Right.
I know town owns the one at the junior high, the dancer sculpture at Pat Riley, and the instruments. Those 3 I know we own.
One thing I want to do is have art at the four corners. Yeah,
There is a lot of functions there, where it draws a lot of people, so I'm not real sure.
Yeah, you'll have to drive by there.
Yeah,
it's your.
but that's, there are 3 out there somewhere, maybe we can move them and put one of each. Another corner, have a bathroom, 3 corners.
I think
So,
because right now we have to find sculptures for our new park. Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's move around like a bicycle.
Is that
That's what I'm
something,
gonna see, but you have art out there, but nobody sees them when they come into our town.
is that something where we would allow the artists to have those on, like, for sale? like, or would it only be for display?
Apparently Sandy is zooming on here because she said, yes, the artist has to maintain the artwork while installed. The leaf sculpture is also ours. By the way, everybody says hi. She's typing something. We can see you. And she said, yes, I'm a creeper.
She's always going to.
She goes, YouTube. My too, get off.
So if that's already kind of a policy in place that the towns had for other things, then it sounds like we wouldn't be trying to reinvent the wheel.
No.
But I just wonder, I know, a lot of times you'll see where people will put their artwork on display in restaurants or whatever, it'll have like a little price tag with it. I didn't know if that was something that.
I'm not sure if they were.
I think it would be a good idea to do it that way,
I mean,
almost like an art gallery.
yeah, I would think it would be, if we're asking people to put their art out there and maintain the site, I think it would kind of be a good notion to just give them the opportunity if they wanted to have it for sale.
Maybe on the pedestals for the art, we can put a small plaque or something that would be interchangeable. So when we go to rotate the art, that provides, like a QR code or a link to get to some form of website or contact information for that artist to get a hold of them to like place a bid or make an offer or find a price for it if they have like a
You're
set
just
price.
interested in something
Yeah,
similar.
or they don't
It
know
doesn't even
who
have to
wants
be something the artist wants to sell. It may just be a form of advertising. Hey, I'm an artist. This is the kind of stuff I do.
They need to kind of have like a little, like the QR code or something that, gives a little bit of background on the
Yeah,
artist,
simply.
what's their medium.
She said that that's how the Arts Commission got started, was the artist had them for sale.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also did what Maddie's talking about. What you were talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Which,
The QR code.
oh, yeah.
the link to get to the upload.
Yeah, right.
So if this works pretty good, we can do that at the four corners and.
One step at a time. One step at a
Yeah,
time.
well, I mean, but they're all talking about the same things, but.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
I think that the more art, the better, that's what this town needs. We're a town of art, they don't see any art except for a leaf, Main 135. So everybody ever sees, let's say walk around and see a wood sculpture. But that's about it. I think a lot of people just love beautiful art that are in these little side streets, like with the, by the Nashville house.
Mhm.
The restaurant there. That's one of the most beautiful murals I've ever seen anywhere. I've seen them all over there. I came from a town, they had 15 of them.
Mhm.
I'm used to seeing murals, so that's why I'd like to see more.
Yeah. Murals there.
It was interesting that it's just been within the last, 3 or 4 years that we went from like 0 to 4 now that we've got between along the Salt Creek Trail, there's the
Nashville.
Nashville House, there's by the Heritage Mall, and then there's by the Mulberry Cottage.
You're gonna have the playhouse, so they have one wall
We've
sometimes.
talked about that,
That's fall.
that's coming this fall.
Yeah, but then it was on the streets where people can see it, when they're driving through or something. They're going between Bloomington and Indianapolis. There was a nice try, and those are the people who want to capture. You have art out there, they can see it. There's one place, and just before where the foundation is, going up 135 to the north. There's a beautiful sculpture. But it's facing the hotel that's there. not facing the street where it can be seen by anybody. So I'd say 99% of the people in this town don't even know it exists. And no one has ever seen, any tourist has ever seen. And it's a beautiful art piece. They have it facing the wrong way and wrong area, whatever. And it's something you can move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, alongside the highway going on. And so that was really a waste of money.
I'm sorry.
So nobody ever seen
Yeah.
it.
Sandy goes,
Oh,
people shouldn't be looking at murals while
I'm
driving and deciding. You're talking about a cabin.
Okay, I'm gonna end this meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. I gotta go soon before Sandy.
I'm glad we got it decided.
Ah.